Greetings, citizen of the internet. My name is C+Hero, Hero VTuber in the making, and I want to talk about why and how Spider-Man made me turn into who I am now, aka Vtuber. For all of you who supported me and watched me over the year and a half, the first game I ever streamed on YouTube is Marvel Spider-Man 2018 on the PlayStation 4, and it is one of my favorite video games of all time. The characters, the gameplay, and the story are just what I like about this game, and it influenced me to become a Hero VTuber. But before I tell you more about why this game made me become the Hero VTuber, let me tell you my beginning. Before March 2022, I don't quite remember exactly when I saw a VTuber for the first time, but I think it was when I watched Merryweather webcomic video on YouTube that led me to discover LumiTuber, Mary Cousin and Wolf VTuber from Finland. Woo. At that time, Lumi was a PNG tuber, but that was when I discovered more and more other VTuber content, until I became a bit obsessed. Sometimes later, I talked with my co-worker at work who happened to know about VTubing himself, and I admitted to him that I wanted to become one, and he gave me some advice about streaming. Around this time, I watched my favorite singer and voice actress, Amelie, become a VTuber and watched multiple how to be a VTuber videos by people like VTuber Senpai, Mariume, and Rayless. However, like most people who started, I was thinking about my VTuber concept. I was thinking about how I should look, what would my lore be if I wanted to have a lore, and I did, and just what kind of content I wanted to make, not to mention how I pay for all of this. However, I started thinking much easier and asked myself, what stuff I like, what are my interests? I grew up liking many things like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, but what I like the most are superheroes like Ultraman, Superman, Batman, and others. That was when the ideas of Hero VTuber came into being. After getting everything I needed for VTuber like models, screens, streaming software, etc., I had to think about the first game I wanted to stream, and it was not too hard to figure it out. As I became a Hero VTuber, there was one game that fit who I am, Marvel Spider-Man on the PS4. So the reason why I picked Spider-Man for the first game I streamed was not only that I liked the game, but there was just something that drew me to Spider-Man than any other video game I play. Of course, I do enjoy playing other games like Pokemon, Kingdom Hearts, Pikmin, and others alike, but something about Spider-Man makes me feel myself in a sense. Spider-Man or his alliance, Peter Parker, is very relatable to me in real life. In the first comic book he appeared, Amazing Fantasy number 15, he was just an average nerdy teenager who was a bit of an introvert like when I was in school. Of course, the relatability stopped when he was a nerdy teenager bitten by a radioactive spider and got superpowers. However, despite that, his morals and sense of responsibility are real, and I can see myself in him like that. While working as a superhero and saving people, he struggled with education, finance, and relationship. I also struggle in all sort of things like that. Education, finance, and many other things in life. Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, is like any person who struggled to balance their life with an immense sense of responsibility, whether at your job, relationship, health, or anything in life. I remember watching the Spider-Man the animated series in the 90s, and that shows were fantastic. I think that cartoon show was the first introduction of Spider-Man to me. Then I like another Spider-Man animated show, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends!
Starring two other Marvel hero characters, Firestar and Iceman. Both shows were great, but I remember some heavy real-world themes in some episodes. I won't say what they are because I don't want to spoil you guys with anything if you're curious, and I let you guys experience it yourself. One thing I want to do in the world was switching for the city like Spider-Man, and behold, about 20 years or so later, that dream came true in this video game, Spider-Man 2018 by Insomniac Games. The Spider-Man 2018 game, by far, has the best switching mechanic for Spider-Man, even though this is technically the only and first Spider-Man game I ever played, to be admitted. I know many other Spider-Man games came before this, but the storytelling set this game apart from those other games. Unlike other iterations of Spider-Man, this version of Spider-Man is more experienced mid-20-year-old Peter Parker who sacrifices his problem to help others. He is just a man who wants to help others genuinely, though disregarding his own problems in life. You can see this when he's getting ready to suit up to stop Kingpin. And before he jumps out of the window, an envelope slipped through under his apartment door about his last chance to pay his overdue rent. A little bit later in the game, when he returned home to the apartment, he was evicted and all his stuff was thrown out, and he had to go on a mission to get his stuff back. So yeah, a lot of stuff in the game is fantastic and relatable in one way or another, which is why I became a hero VTuber, and this game is the first one I did and completed for my first time streaming. Now that Spider-Man 2 is out, it is a new chapter in my favorite superhero story and a new chapter for my VTuber journey.
Spider-Man.